Oh, not rolling just yet. Aha! We're rolling. Alright, hello, ladies and gentlemen of the future. It is I, Alistair, Master of Gentleman's Combat, and I am joining you today to watch some more Kitao Dojo. Welcome to the home of Gentleman's Combatives. I'm very quickly going to do some housekeeping while we wait for anybody to turn up. So today's video has been brought to you by Michael Betts over on the Kaktogi Road. He very graciously provided this one for me a while back. But as usual, I can highly recommend his forum threads, his YouTube channel, and his Patreon over on Apollo Swede, the YouTube channel. He has all sorts of old school MMA that from companies that are now defunct, or videos that were never released widely in the West, or even shows that are literally just filmed by some guy with a handheld camera, and he's managed to somehow get a hand of that. So I highly recommend going over and watching those. And if you find that stuff compelling, you can also read the forum thread over on the Underground or on the Showdog forums, which he contains some of his other materials. He's going through, he's translating the original Shuto, booklet handout thing, which is sort of the story of Tiger Mask and how he invented Shuto and that sort of thing. It's quite an interesting read. He also has an interview with Billy Scott, one of Billy Robinson's sort of proteges, a wrestler in the UWF who has featured on my channel in his match against James Waring and was looked on as like one of the best technical catch guys in the States. And also Mark Fleming, a very accomplished amateur wrestler and eventual fighter in the UWFI. So now that I've done that, we also have the other little bit of housekeeping. I, of course, make pro wrestling gear. So if you would like a set of rather nice shin guards or knee pads made to your measurements, you're not buying off the rack, you're buying custom tailored gear with me. It'll be made to your measurements, to your design specifications, and I do it for cheaper than High Spots sells their in-stock gear, at least at the moment. So get on that if you would like to. Now that we've done that, we may as well press play on the... Actually, no, what I'll do is I'll send this out into the internet, the social media world. Hello, Eli Easy. It's a pleasure to have you on board. Just give us 2 seconds, mate, and then we're going to get going properly with the stream. So I've just got to do the old actual announcements here and on the Twitter. Hold up, please don't, mate. Oh, there we go. Glimpse into infinity. We don't want that. All right, I need the share button. Where's that gone? Share, copy. I'll just put this out on Twitter, and then we're ready to go. Oh, and I need to pop out the chat so I can actually read what you are all saying. Pop out chat. There we go. 30 seconds. Tweet. Alrighty, that's out in the world. That's out in the world. I need to make that live chat. And then now we can press play on some Kitao Dojo. Are you ready? I don't have the fight card pulled up, so we're going to discover this as we go along, but I know this is the one where Koji Kitao takes on 2 Westerners in the main event. Here he is, throwing round kicks at a kick pad held up by one of his young boys. Sorry, breathed in some fluid there. Because I was too busy laughing at Kitao throwing these kicks. Zach George, hello! And I know you probably can't stay because it's 10 o'clock in the morning in Australia. But it's a pleasure to see you here. You're missing out on the best shoot style ever by Koji Kitao. So we saw him in his wrestling ring throwing some very awful looking round kicks. But there you go. Looking great in a singlet. Hello, Kitty Bebop. I don't even know who you are. Welcome aboard. I think this may be your first time on one of our streams. I hope you're ready for some awful, awful pro wrestling from back in the day. For those of you that don't know, and I don't think there are very many that watch my stuff, Koji Kitao, he was a Yokozuna. He got promoted to Yokozuna without ever winning a tournament, which was controversial in itself, but Japan really needed a Yokozuna at the time. The problem was that went to his head, and he behaved awfully. I believe he punched somebody's wife after like a drunken argument or whatever, and was asked to retire from sumo. So he retired from sumo, and then he went off to professional wrestling. Oh, Hello Kitty. First stream, but I've watched a lot of your videos. Oh, that's cool. Excellent. Well, welcome aboard, and I hope you enjoy this one. So he'd been kicked out of sumo and he joined professional wrestling. Now he was going to be a star of professional wrestling. Like he went over to the WWF. He was a big part of the SWS WWF shows, and then he had 2 matches against Earthquake. Now Earthquake, John Tenta, was also a sumo wrestler, but he'd never made it past Ozeki or something like that. And so our man Koji Kitao got mad that he was having to go do the job for John Tenta twice, and he did not want to do that. So the first time, their first match is fine. It's just 2 guys working. It's an okay match. And then the next day, they go to have another match, and then Tenta. People have been winding up John Tenta, been winding up Koji Kitao about this whole thing, and they go out there and they are not cooperating. And so Kitao tries to eye gouge Tenta a couple of times. They sort of just throw a couple of half-hearted slaps at each other. They stare at each other for 2 minutes, and then Kitao just boots the referee to get DQ'd, and then says that pro wrestling is fake, and then runs away. And what he does while he's away from pro wrestling is he gets a black belt in some form of karate. Now, whatever form of karate this is, I don't actually know. And then he comes back to pro wrestling and he says, I'm very good now. I'm the best fighter in the world. I'm gonna fucking wreck shit. And he joins the UWFI. He has a match against Kazuo Yamazaki. Goes over Yamazaki to get matched up against Nobuhiko Takada. Matched up against Nobuhiko Takada. They get into an argument out the back about money or about the finish or whatever. And eventually Takada says, yeah, whatever you want, bro. And they go out into the ring, and the first round goes fine. And then Nobuhiko Takada kicks him extremely hard right in the fucking face. And down goes Kitao. And Kitao quits the UWFI in disgust and forms his own shoot-style promotion that is Kitao Dojo. Now, the rules of Kitao Dojo, I believe there are infinite rope escapes. And I don't think there are... I think there are knockdowns, but the referees suck at calling them. So not only does Kitao not understand traditional pro wrestling, he also doesn't understand shoot-style pro wrestling. And so, yeah, it is bad. Eli Easy, the Game Hunter. Really want to find the footage of Kitao saying wrestling is fake after the Earthquake match. I got no idea where it is. Yeah. I might ask my man Michael Betts to see if he has that. Because he does have the... I think he's got that show handheld as well. So he's got the official broadcast, which doesn't have that, just has the very bad shoot. And I think he has the handheld match. So if he has the handheld match, we'll ask him to post that. So I'll ask him to consult his Library of Alexandria. Very low-energy promo from Koji Kitao here. And the sound's going to get a little bit out of whack with this video. Right now it's not so bad, but sort of towards the end, the stuff's going to be happening, and then you're going to hear the sound of it about a second and a half later. It's just the vagaries of ripping things from VHS have ruined this particular one. And the fact that it, has been tape traded about 7 times before it got to Michael. Oh dear. I have no idea what he's talking about, but I can't imagine it's particularly compelling, because I don't know why, I honestly don't know why Kitao was thought of as a star. I never really found his look interesting. I get that sumo's a big deal, and guys like Giant Ochai and that sort of thing have done things in sumo and then gone on to later be bigger combat sports and pro wrestling stars in Japan, but just for me, it's not it's not a look I associate with superstar. It just makes me think you're unfit. Alright, here we go. He doesn't stay still. Okay, so for anybody who's professionally wrestling out there, this is something that I have learned. After you finish a promo, stay still staring at the camera for at least 5 to 6 seconds so they can get a clean cut and it doesn't look awkward with you going, you finish what you're saying, then you just go and bolt off. There's better sumos to fit his position, to be honest. Well, yeah, but for whatever reason they picked him back in the day. So this is a UWF versus... Not UWF, this is a Kitao Dojo versus Wrestling and Romance event. We've got some of the Kitao Dojo guys here. I might very sneakily see if I can pull up the fight card to this one, so I'm not completely lost. So we want Kitao Dojo cage match. That's what we need. And you're damn right it's inactive. Events. I think there are only ever 5 events held, and I think this is either the 2nd or the 3rd. New tab. This is indeed the 2nd event, so I'm actually right. Alright, so I'll read out to you our fight card to see if we recognize any of the names. We've got Masaki Mochizuki taking on Yuji Yasuroka. We've got Masanobu Kurisu taking on Takashi Okamaru. We've got Nobukazu Hirai taking on Akio Kobayashi. I feel like I've heard that. We've got Koji Kitahara taking on JR Carson. We've seen a little bit of JR Carson before. Showed up in WCW for a little while there, and I can't remember what else he was on. I think he was on a UWFI show, but he's not very good. We've got Koji Kitahara taking on Akio Kobayashi, so he's apparently fighting twice today as well. And then we've also got Koji Kitao taking on James Mangum, and then Koji Kitao taking on Al Snow. So here's our opening fighters. This is Masaki Mochizuki and Yuji Yasuroka. I believe Mochizuki is the Kitao Dojo guy, but I could be completely wrong. So here I'm out here being racist again, not knowing which Japanese man is which Japanese man. Alright, we got a lot of round kicks, a lot of kind of slow round kicks from our man Mochizuki. But he's managed to hit a takedown? Alright, nice scramble. I actually like that scramble. It looked competitive, which is an important part. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of Mochizuki, of Yasuroka's outfit here. Wasn't that a knockdown, ref? He just kicks up into a triangle. Yeah, nice spinning back kick to the guts here, but then the referees just completely ignored the knockdown and just told them to keep fighting. So we're into a triangle. Knees to the side of the head and kicks to the back to escape the triangle. I don't mind that. That's you know, smart for a karate guy to be doing. Escape, knee to the body, and standing. What is this outfit? It's like a set of karate pants with a belt of some variety, like a weightlifting belt with cushions on the inside of it. It's interesting. Oh, big palm strike. Knockdown. Call the down, ref. There we go. That's also a hell of a mullet. It is hideous. Alright, knees to the guts. This guy's got that, Oh, nice entry into that Fujiwara armbar. Man, Mochizuki's good at this. Slothmaster, welcome aboard. We're watching some Kitao Dojo. But yeah, that was a nice entry into the Fujiwara armbar. Old mate Mochizuki's not no slouch to the old shoot style shit. Oh, he just got booted in the face too. This is good. Stiff strikes. I'm liking this match so far. Definitely way better than the first event. Oh, big German too. Oh, it drags him up for another one. Do it. Another German. Suplex City, fuck off. Alright, now we're going for a kind of shitty neck crank from the back. Oh, knees him to the head over the top of it. Nice. And gives him a kick. I'm liking this so far. It's good. Yes. Yes. Oh, and a German suplex from Mochizuki too. Oh, and a high kick. Yes, fuck him up. Low kicks. Big Enzui-geri. Knockdown. There we are. This is a good match. Coming out with some heat. I like it. Well done, fellas. And that's it. Your winner by KO, Masaki Mochizuki. Kitao Dojo boys get one on the board. Now, I don't understand why Koji Kitao, he gets a nice sleeve. Oh shit, I'm supposed to be wearing my gi. It's Kitao Dojo Day. Hold on. 2 seconds. There we go. There we go. That's better. Alright, can I still hear? Yes, I can. Oh, thank God. Yeah, so I forgot. It's Kitao Dojo Day. I need to be in a karate gi. So yeah, I don't understand why Koji Kitao bought for himself a nice karate gi, got it embroidered with his initials for his karate school, and then none of the other guys got one. Everybody else had to make do with a shitty singlet with a poorly screen printed kanji on the back. Hold on, I just dropped my headphones into my painting water mugs, so they're now moderately damp, which is disgusting. I'm essentially wet willying myself. Alright, next up we have Masanobu Kurisu taking on Takashi Okamura. I have no idea who either of these guys are. He's talking Hizageri, so he's talking about landing some nice knee strikes. There we are, my 6 weeks of Duolingo Japanese playing out for me here. So talking about shoot style, currently the most exciting thing that I think has happened in shoot style in 20 years is happening. There's a promotion called GLEAT in, it's G-L-E-A-T, all capitals. Okay, that's Okamura Takashi. At least that'll help me. At least I know this guy's name. So there's a promotion GLEAT, GLEAT. You can watch all their shows they've had so far on YouTube. They are incredible. Like just the UWF matches that those guys are holding, they feel like it. And they've got Kiyoshi Tamura, they've got Minoru Tanaka on board, they've got Daijiro Matsui. So they got the guys there that are like still have that lineage, and so they're going well. Ila Easy, the Game Hunter, didn't they basically give Kitao a fake back belt? Given he got it in the space of like a year, I think, it might as well be one. Like, he can throw an axe kick out. So he had some flexibility, I believe, left over from his sumo days. So, he's got that on me. I can't throw an axe kick to save my life. But, given the very short time frame in which he received that black belt, I'd be inclined to think that it was that was sort of like one of those Gary Goodwidge runs. Alright, and this is Kurisu Masanobu. He's the chair guy from Wrestling and Romance, isn't he? And Kitao attacked a woman, right? Yes, the wife of another sumo wrestler. I believe he got into a drunken scuffle with her and may or may not have punched her in the head. Oh, handshakes and... Oh, here we go. Ring the bell. Round kicks from our man here. I've forgotten the names already. Okamura. Yes, Okamura and Kurisu. And Kurisu with duct tape on his elbow. Wearing AMA knee pads. Ooh, big jumping kick there. Alright, Okamura light on his feet here. Round kicks. Kurisu's got the clinch. Into the ropes, pushing away on the face. Definitely not completely comfortable in the... does the pro wrestling clean break thing. William Ong, GLEAT is actually pronounced as great. They just put L instead of R because the company behind them is called Leadettes. Oh, well that would make sense. Because GLEAT is also, it's a type of discharge if you've got a variety of various diseases of your junk. So we'll just call it great then. This would make more sense with the L's and the R's in Japanese. I'm just out here calling it GLEAT. And either he's the Game Hunter. I was going to make the same comparison. Gary Goodridge's and the Tang Soon Do people. Wasn't it Cooksool 1? I can't remember which one. It was it's three interesting sounding words that I'm not sure actually make a sentence. All right, nice stomps here from Kurisu. Headbutts to Okamura, just beating the shit out of him. That's what I like to see. I was thinking Gleek when he kind of speared a small bit at the long distance. Oh yeah, true. Yeah, it's not the greatest name, but it is honestly the best promotion out there. One of the guys who works at the company that I was training at, Pro Wrestling Australia, Lyrebird Lucci, trained at 01 for a little while there. So next time we're back, I'm going to talk to him about that, because he trained with both Takanori Ito and Soma Watanabe, the two like big names in great, apparently. So talk to him about that. But, you know, that relies on Australia opening up again. So for those of you that don't know, we were doing really well down here. Everything was great. Pretty much back to normal life. Like there were live sports shows and live music and everything back. And then hotel work. One single hotel worker got the extremely spicy Rona from India, the Delta variant. And now it's fucked. Like we're getting hundreds of new cases every day. Shit's not good. But it has given me the opportunity to stream more. Because I'm not driving back to Orange every weekend to see my girlfriend. I'm instead streaming to you fellas. And Iliazi, the Game Hunter, oh yeah, it was Cooksool 1, all those fake Korean martial arts are all Taekwondo rip-offs. I think they're actually all Hwarang Do rip-offs, which is a rip-off of a rip-off in itself. Knees to the body. Oh, maybe you're not even Hwarang Do. Hapkido, there we go. And indeed, more time for streaming, more time to make wrestling gear. You know, it's been good for my personal projects, but not good for my love life. Oh well, we still talk on the phone and that stuff, which is okay. It works out all right. Why is the light all fucked up? Have I got something on my screen here? Yeah, there we go. I don't know. Maybe just spat on it. Slothbuster 101. It will take 3 years to get a first stand. Weeps will try to dismiss this, but don't let the stupidity get to you. True. Alright, high kicks! Nice from Okamura, but just no-sold by Kariso, and he just stomps on the back of his head. Nice pickup. I have considered making my own ridiculous martial art for no purpose whatsoever. And, you know, making... giving myself a black belt and making instructional tapes just to see how many people I can get on board, whether or not I can get it to like an Ameridote situation where I can start giving out white and orange belts for no reason. I think it would be fun. Alright, Kurisu working the traditional pro wrestling heel moveset here, shoving up against the ropes, pushing away on the face, landing headbutts, just beating the shit out of our man Okamura here. Okamura selling like a boss. Oh, nice axe kick and a big knee to the head and a down from Kurisu. Well done, Okamura. Tang Soo Do, in fact, gave birth to Taekwondo. I don't know. I know it all goes back to White Crane Kung Fu at some point, and then becomes Okinawan Karate, and then goes to Korea, and then becomes that. But yeah. Hello, Kitty Bebop. You can start some kind of martial arts cult, easy money. Yeah, that's the fucking plan. Eli is the Game Hunter. I should have been like a 4th dan by now, but I haven't been to a karate dojo in years. I think I have a karate yellow belt. No, I have a Kudo blue, light blue, like the first. There's 2 blue belts in Kudo, and I think I've got the first one of those from the 2 Paul Kale seminars that I went to, because he's like, you've done MMA, you get this level. But that's not official in any way. Like, I'd have to probably start from the bottom with Kudo. So that's the level of my gradings and anything. Nasty single leg crab here. Okamura hadn't turned all the way over, so his leg was getting turned upside down by Kariso there until he managed to actually get into it. Well done, Kariso. And now Kariso's going to get a chair. Do it. Get the chair. Yes. Yeah. Crowd pops for the chair, and the cushion falls off. Obviously, he couldn't afford new chairs. Now they're talking shit to each other after he lost the match. Oh, chucks the chair at Kurisu. Alrighty, there we are. And we've got the candid afterwards shot where he's mad about losing. It's a very important one. I think you need that in your wrestling things. You need the walking downstairs and being unhappy shot. I'm going to make sure that when I'm pro wrestling, those shots get taken of me if ever I lose. But I'm never going to lose. I'm never going to sell for anybody. Just going to shoot on everyone and get banned from every single promotion in Australia. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to Kitao this shit. Then someone like Punch Drunk History or Sam Osborne's going to fucking submit me. Alrighty. Who we got next? More wrestling and romance guys. We've got Akio Kobayashi taking on Nobukaza Hirai. Alright, Akio Kobayashi is the Kitao Dojo guy, and he's actually in a karate gi. That's what I like to see. But he's going to take it off. Nah, he's wearing one of the shitty singlets underneath, so he's not going to wear his karate gi through his whole match. That's shit. Don't like it. Pro wrestling needs more dudes in karate gis. In fact, that's going to be me. I'm going to be that man in a karate gi. Talking about karate style and ground position, so I think he's talking about how it's going to be a mixed fight and he's got to work on his skills. Alright, Akio Kobayashi. And yep, he takes off the karate gi and wears a singlet instead. Unacceptable. You need to keep wearing the gi. Slothmaster 101. Harold Howard should have made a comeback. Harold Howard was imprisoned there for stealing somebody's truck, if I remember correctly. But yes, he should have. Honestly, Harold Clarence Howard could have done all right back in the early days of MMA. Could have been like a jobber to the stars out in a bunch of organizations, but I just don't think he fought enough. Because he was a bruiser. He's a bruiser with a decent right hand. Him, Keith Hackney, who else? Fucking Kevin Rozier. All those guys just going out and getting submitted in all those regional shows, all those like UFC knockoffs. That's an important part of MMA history that I think people forget about. Dave Levecki, that's the other one. Going over to Shuto and punching Kazuhiro Kusanagi in the medulla. Right in the fucking back of the spine. That ancient Wing Chun technique of punch through their fucking back of their head. I better get started on my ancient manual for my fake martial arts. I think it's just going to be a bunch of like variations of make the person look the other direction and then punch them in the spine. Alright, here we go. Nice tights on our man, not Kobayashi, who's the other one? Hirai. Alright, Hirai versus Kobayashi. Let's try and remember the names. High kick from Kobayashi. High kick into an axe kick. And I've forgotten his name already. I haven't said it. I know it's Kobayashi. The other guy is Hirai. Hirai got sprawled on there. Round kick, hook kick. So nice leg flexibility from Kobayashi. So, you know, there's actually been some training there. But yeah, I'd be down for how Clarence Howard comeback. Nice low kicks, knees to the head, nice knees. Good stiff strikes, I like it. Oh, and a down. Down from Hirai. Call the down, referee. He says, stand up. Okay. Shoot low. Pretty rough takedown there. Very ungainly grappling. Round to the side, working on the back of Kobayashi here. Hirai's done the thing where he's put his knee pads on the inside of his tights. So you absolutely know he's just got a standard pair of black trace ones that don't match his gear. And so he's put his tights on over the top of them. Not something that I like. I think you should get custom stuff to fit your gear. Mostly because I make it, but I also think it looks better. Bounces off the ropes, comes in on the takedown, comes in on a rough takedown. It's like he's looking away at the same time, which is why his back's been half taken here. Manages to turn over here onto the back of Kobayashi. Maybe I'm talking shit. Maybe they are blue. Oh yeah, they are blue. I'm talking shit. I apologize, Mr. Hirai. You did actually get custom gear. Alright, backstanding. Round kicks from Kobayashi. Good forearms from Hirai. The last one looked a little bit elbow heavy, and down goes Kobayashi. Call her down, referee! This must be a wrestling and romance referee, because he's got no idea how to call shoot star. Alright, backstanding. Round kicks. Kicks to the guts. Big knees being landed here from Kobayashi. Hirai, desperation after this takedown here. Oh! Cytoplex kind of backdrop. It seems that judokas are either good at newaza or bad at it. There's no middle ground. Yeah, so I was watching a little bit of the Olympic judo. Oh, nice German suplex. Round into a Fujiwara arm bar here by Mr. Hirai. But anyway, so I was watching the Olympic judo. Started with the gold medal match of the 60 kilos. I'm like, why is there no engagement on the ground? What the hell's happening? And then I realized it was just gold medal match cheese by the guy trying to get 3 Shidos from his opponent for making him not engage. And then I watched other. There's been some interesting newaza stuff this year with the judo. But again, I think the rules. I dislike the way the rules keep happening in judo. Nice kick there, big sell, good stuff. I dislike the way the rules are currently in judo. They swing between two extremes. They go one side, it's like, oh yeah, you can leg grab. We're gonna free up judo. We're gonna allow you more time in newaza. We're gonna allow you to wazari all the time. And then they go, no, there's not enough throws. People are getting finished on the ground, which happens and is still cool. And then they go, no, we're going to limit the nawaza time. You know, stalling's going to be called earlier. And, oh, nice, high kick. Oh, this is a good match. This has been some good matches from Kitao Dojo. It's surprising me, because last time we watched it, it was the absolute pits. Whereas this time it's actually moderately okay. But yeah, and then the current rule set are very restrictive. It's very much the art of throwing and nothing else, and I don't like that. I think that judo should be a more complete grappling martial art. It should be throws, groundwork, and submissions. It shouldn't just be the art of throws. It's the same thing that happens with Taekwondo. In Taekwondo, they free up the rules. They allow more stuff, like they don't necessarily count punches, but they're like count aggression more. And then people end up punching to the body too much, and they're like, no, we want to see kicks, and so they're like exclusively score kicks and like don't score aggression and whatever, and then you just get two guys hugging and trying to axe kick each other in the head, which looks awful. I haven't watched this year's Taekwondo, but it looked okay. There was actually some decent kicks being thrown. But the issue is it just ends up being leg fencing rather than, you know, actual combative martial arts. And I'm also kind of shitty about the kind of karate they've got in this year's Olympics. Like, they could have at least done knockdown, like Kyokushin, or got some Daido Juku in there or something. You know, something ruthless. But no, they've got shitty point karate, which annoys me. Alright, so that's the end of our match here. Akio Kobayashi has taken on Nobuzuka Hirai and beaten him. Pretty good day for the Kitao Dojo guys. And, alright. Who have we got here? J.R. Carson taking on Koji Kitahara, who I understand actually went on to things after Kitao Dojo. Like, when I see a high-level judoka in MMA or submission wrestling, they get submitted in 5 seconds or get a submission in 5 seconds. Yeah, that's the way it is. Like, either they've spent the time, worked on their newaza beyond just pinning dudes from scaffold, and, like, they're actually good, or they're shite and get submitted. It's the, you either get your Hector Lombards or your late career Hector Lombards. Alrighty, here's Carson. See, Carson had a great look. He looks good. He's got nice tights with the skull on them. And here comes Koji Kitahara. Looking dumpy. talking about style, so probably talking about working in the Kitao Dojo style and how there's a big difference between it and the traditional pro wrestling style that he engages in wrestle and romance. What have I seen Kitahara in? Yeah. Looks like my dad, but Japanese. Does look like a bit of a dad. There's serious dad bod going on in Japanese wrestling at this time. Like, while the Americans were all super hard on the sauce, the Japanese guys were still like, you had your Tatsuo Nakano's running around somehow, and Shinya Hashimoto. How Shinya Hashimoto was a big star, I'll never understand. He looks awful to me. I'm 100% an aesthetic guy. You gotta look like, yeah, you've gotta look like Dick Vry, or at least look like Kiyoshi Tamura. No in between. Alright, here's Carson being huge. Round kicks, nice round kicks from Kitahara here. JR Carson going, come on, with his fingers. Gets the Kitahara falls over there. Nice purple kick pads too. Back take from JR Carson. I like the kind of lazy looking skull on JR Carson's tights here. Double wrist lock from Kitahara. Chris Haseman was sourced out of his mind. Damn right he was, but he looked great. And Chris Haseman was an absolute king, and I will fight anybody who says otherwise. Honestly, like, looking at the last, like, couple of... When Rings used to do rankings, in, like, 1998, 1999, they were doing, like, their top 10 rankings. They didn't have Chris Haseman in them, and I think that's shitty. Could have at least dropped Blitzardze Tariel out of there. Eli Easy, the Game Hunter. I need some custom tights. What size jeans are you, dude? Because I can do them for fairly cheap. Oh, body kick from Kitahara there. Oh, and a big forearm smash across the face. And we got the down count happening. Was Koki did Shudo before joining All Japan Pro Wrestling? Maybe? Koji Kitao. Super World of Sports. Soccer and karate during high school, particularly due to his punch off of street fighting. Started training at Starosayama's Tiger Gym and eventually became an instructor. So yeah, apparently he did do some Shudo before that. I don't know if he ever actually fought in Shuto, but he definitely trained at Super Tiger Gym. And Aussie fighters were given a shitty hand during 90s MMA. Yeah, we were enhancement talent for a good period there. It wasn't until like our first big low blow from JR Carson there, right into Kikahara's nuts, and they've called it down for it. Oh, big running forearm as well for the knockdown. Stand up, says the referee. Call it down. It's a knockdown, ref. Fuck. But yeah, we were... Oh, big German coming from Kitahara. JR Carson's sandbagging it. Knees him in the back of the head. Grabs... Fuck him up. Big knee to the face there. Stomp his shit, Kitahara. Getting into some sort of weird wrestling and romance submission. And a tap. But yeah, for a good period there. So early guys like Greg Smith and Anthony Lange in Shudo. A couple of our guys showed up in Shudo as well. We were kind of the first set of Pancras guys. So I'm thinking Alex Cook, Krista Weaver, and Larry Papadopoulos. We were all kind of enhancement talent for the Japanese guys. And Chris Haseman was kind of treated that way as well. I think... They didn't realize what they had on their hands until he had that match with Tsuyoshi Kosaka and like took Tsuyoshi Kosaka all the damn way, like with high kicks and 6 submissions. And then they're like, "Oh damn, okay, you're a rings guy now," and took him into the dojo. I think that was kind of a big turnaround for us. So then we started getting guys like Elvis Sinisnik and Anthony Perosh out into the world. And now we've had that sort of resurgence. So we had two champions there for a little while. We had Rob Whittaker and Alex Volkanovski, as well as Mark Hunt challenging with the title and all that shit. Chris was thrown in with the Brazilian Monsters. Yeah, he was. So way back when I had an interview with Chris Hazeman that I can't use all of, but I can, all the stuff that isn't like insider knowledge, I think I'm okay telling you guys. So talking about his matches in Mars Martial Arts Reality Super Fighting and the Australian Cage Combat. He's just like, I didn't give a shit who I was fighting. Like, they put me in there, they're like, oh, here's Mario Sperry, he's 250 and whatever in jiu-jitsu matches, and he's like, who the fuck's that? I don't care. Yeah. And, like, the fight that he's proudest of is, in fact, his match against Carlos Barreto, where he beat the absolute piss out of Carlos Barreto in the absolute tournament, in the last, like, rings tournament. And that was because when he saw Barreto fight in the, or Barreto, however you say it, in proper accent, in martial arts reality super fighting, he saw Carlos like beat the absolute shit out of the guy and was like, that's a scary human being. And then when he got put in there with Carlos and then beat him, he was like, yeah, that's the one that I really, really like. Okay, cool. So we got nice round kicks here. So we've got Kobayashi coming back for his second match of the night. This is a smart booking by Koji Kitao. If you book everybody twice, you only have to pay them once. Oh, and Kitahara getting a dumping sort of side slam there. Wasn't exactly clean because Kobayashi doesn't know what he's doing. Drops into the straight ankle lock, dropping into a heel hook. Oh, God. Stop leaning back. You're going to get your knee exploded. Trying to kick Kitahara off. Chris submitted Carlos. Did he? Oh, I can't remember that. Unless that was in the 99 Abu Dhabi. I swear he beat him by decision. Or, like, either that or he submitted him with something. I'll have to rewatch. Doing that Chris Hazeman highlight has kind of blended all of his career into one big mess for me. I can't remember where anything was. Alright, round kicks. Oh, kicks to the arms. Koki's getting beaten up by Kobayashi here. Nice turning back kick. Chris guillotined Carlos. Oh yeah, he did too. Shit. Yes, that was like one of his fights he was really proud of because he's like this Brazilian guy, submission guy, beat the absolute piss out of the guy when I saw him. And then, yeah, got the submission. Thank you, Slothmaster 101, keeping me honest. I do remember that now. It was like a weird submission. Like he was stuck in that guillotine for ages and then eventually just like taps. It wasn't like one of Chris's cleanest ones. Oh, big capture buster. Love it. Big turnover into the knee bar and Kobayashi has tapped. So winning 2 in a row is Koji Kitahara. So I wonder if this is like setting up a match between Kitahara and Kitao over in Wrestling and Romance. I hope it is. I don't have very much Wrestling and Romance to watch. Look at that mullet. Oh, God, that thing is heinous. And we've got a very meaningful shaking of hands there. We've got a little bit of a face-off between the Wrestling and Romance and the Kitao Dojo guys. Oh, now Kitahara's going to cut a promo. Alright, we got 2 matches left on this match. It's Kitao Dojo, Koji Kitao, double main event. I hope you guys are ready. He's taking on James Magnum and Al Snow. Let's have a look at James Magnum. Because we saw him last time, and it's a great name. Sounds like a porn star. Otherwise known as Hater, Punisher, Punisher Sledge, Jamie Magnum, and James Magnum. Got the Resident Evil spray going on his knee there. Carlos pulled half guard, Chris locked in a guillotine and stepped over to Matt to get a quick tap. Well, shit, my memory is not working at all today, apparently. Alright, matches. Let's see where James Magnum was. Well, the anesthetic spray. It's like ice gel or something like that, but it sprays and like makes you feel cold fairly quickly. So it's to reduce swelling. It's a mainstay of Japanese professional wrestling and shoot style to get like someone gets submitted and then the young boys basically swarm the ring, spraying down the affected limb. All right, J.R. Carson fighting in AWA. The 23-man Battle Royale. PWA, not the one that I am currently related with. AWA, PWA, Michinoku Pro, AWF, probably not Australian Wrestling Federation, Wrestle America, SDW, and Independent Wrestling. Yeah, never really went anywhere, James Magnum. Alrighty. Here we go. Koji Kitao taking on James Magnum. I'm excited. Look at that man! He's hideous.
Gotta chop him down at the knees, get him down on the mat, get him down to my size, and then try to make him submit with a hold, submission hold, or something like that. He could be hard to suplex. A lot of power and a lot of speed.
I like that. I like that from James Magnum out there. Very technical promo, talking about chopping Kitao down at the knees and trying to submit him. And Kitao talking about, I didn't like the way James Magnum looked at me, so I punched his wife. I'm the only guy doing real professional wrestling, despite these obviously worked matches that I'm in. For those of you that don't know, later on Koji Kitao would go on to have one single match in the UFC, fighting against Mark Hall. And he starts beating up Mark Hall, and then Mark Hall cracks him one really good one on the way through and just shatters his nose. And just, you see, like, the match gets stopped, and you're like, why has it been stopped? You know, Kitao was doing okay there. And then he looks up, and his face is just a red mask. He's just got blood everywhere. I wonder what Ico Pro tasted like, lol. Apparently, tasted like garbage. Yeah, Kitao was off upstairs. Alrighty, here we go. Here he comes, the star of the show. And even he's wearing the shitty singlet. I don't know why. Why would you not wear a karate gi? Ever. In your entire life. I'm going to start wearing this thing around town. Oh, missed opportunity. So I made, as you know, with my current little side business of making pro wrestling gear, I was overcome in a fugue state one afternoon, and I was like, I need to make myself the equivalent of a Bart Vale, Parker's, Kempo, like Stars and Stripes gi, except Australian. And so I made myself an Australian flag gi. It is the least comfortable item I wear, because the fabric is basically meant to be used to make a tablecloth and nothing else. And protein supplements before 2010 were all disgusting. Yeah, and then bodybuilding became mainstreamer than it was because of all the guys getting on the gas for the Marvel movies. And so now, you know, shit tastes alright. I remember my brother bought like 5 kilos of just unflavored whey protein from Bulk Nutrients one time, and that shit was foul. I was an Optimum Nutrition guy in my brief bodybuilder phase. I was jacked, but it was all upper body. I had like gigantic arms and huge lats, and then the rest of me was just tiny. Isn't it weird that the founder of Kyokushin was Korean? Nah! It's like that sometimes. I've no doubt that people were racist as shit to Masoyama for that shit. But it's like Sexy Yama, like he's half Korean, and did cool things in judo and in mixed martial arts. Alright, here we go. I am excited. I am excited for this main event here. Well, this semi-main, co-main, main-ish. Alright, let's see what James Magnum can do. He's got a target on his butt, because he's a Magnum, because he's a pistol shooter. Round kicks from Kitao. Punches to the body. Look at James Magnum's awful body. Man, Kitao got fat. Kitao was always fat. Palm strikes from Magnum. Gonna try and suplex. Trying to suplex Koji Kitao and then stumps on the back of his knee to get him down. He's doing what he said in his promotion. What is this submission that he's trying to put on here? I don't know what he's trying to do, but it doesn't look any good. He's just underhooked one arm and he's trying to crank back on the neck, and Kitao is not selling it at all, and Magnum isn't selling that it's on. He's just throwing his head back and pretending to be putting something on. That's how you know a guy knows what he's doing on the ground. Just doing this. I don't know who it is, but there's an Ozeki at the moment who's just jacked. Like, not as stupidly jacked as that one white guy that came through and, was Uchimata-ing everybody. But he looks like a proper beefy boy. And is it Tadao Yasuda who's fighting? No, I don't know. Where did Yasuda come from? It's the guy that Ensign Inoue is trained. He's in decent shape for a sumo guy as well. Oh, big I don't know what to call that. The Kitao Slam. He just modified rock bottom, going all the way around the world. Loving it. Wonder how he got booked in Japan. Magnum, probably a Phyllis Lee guy, because Al Snow was a Phyllis Lee guy, and I think that those guys all got booked on Kitao shows and UWFI shows and that sort of thing. And also in Pancrase. I'd have to confirm with Mr. Paul Lazenby. But who else was Phyllis Lee? It was Gary the Iron Bear Myers. And also Dan Seven. And yeah, there was an interview with Al Snow talking about his time in Japan and UWFI and how Phyllis Lee was kind of a den mother to all these guys that would go over to Japan. I do not like the look of James Magnum and all. He's just out of shape in his tights and getting knocked down with low kicks here. Oh, Kitao's too tired. He can't be bothered standing up, so he's going to kneel down and suck in some deep water. And there we are, KO due to low kicks by Koji Kitao. That's right, Magnum, you're a hunk of shit. Couldn't even suplex Koji Kitao. Alright, so we got match number 2 coming up for Koji Kitao. Koji Kitao really stressing his cardio today. He's doing 2 matches. Taking on Al Snow. Here he is.
Kitao, another big guy. I'm the small guy in the match. So to prepare for that for Kitao, last weekend I watched several Godzilla movies. So, I learned quite a bit there. But same thing. Once I get Kitao and once I get Magnum on the mat, we're all the same size. It doesn't matter.
So there you go. Al Snow thinks he gets Kitao down to the mat, and we're all the same size. And to prepare for Kitao, he's watched Godzilla movies. Good promo, Al Snow. Well done. Like I've said, there is a great, series of videos from Al Snow seminars on the Hannibal.tv that are him talking about professional wrestling and ways to maintain a story without going through the traditional 3-act structure or 5-act structure of shine, cut off, heat, double down, comeback. And I quite liked his thoughts on professional wrestling and the work punch and that sort of thing. I understand that he is a sometimes contentious figure, but I think he has got a good head for this. Although how good he actually was at the time of his prime was not super great. And he's a bit of a cranky old guy. He's like, I know the best, and fuck everybody who thinks any otherwise. There you go, Al. That's it. Get up in his face. Wearing less knee pads than he was last time. Last time he was in one of these matches, he had 5 different sets of knee pads on underneath each other. He's wearing shooter shoes. The Asics wrestling shoes. And here's Koji Kitao. Exactly one person has thrown streamers into the ring. Yes. Al Snow holds a black belt in karate and a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. And for those of you that don't know, I don't know how you don't know at this point, but he was in Dan Seven's corner at UFC 4. Alright, here we go. Lifting up leg to check. Kitao making kung fu hand gestures at Al Snow. Big low kick, and Al Snow takes a bump. Oh, God. Al's going to get jobbed out super hard here, isn't he? Oh, high kick. Ducks under the high kick. Shoots a low signal. Getting an ankle crank on. Rolls through onto the thing. Going for the Fujiwara armbar. Yes! That's the way out. Knock around him. Oh, he's wearing Trace-style knee pads. The gold standard. And then some other knee pads underneath. I lied. Al Snow is wearing 5 different sets of knee pads. Cranking here on that Fujiwara armbar. It's working well for Koji Kitao. He can have a little nap in the middle of the apparently, Dan Seven and Al Snow met by a mutual friend and Olympic Greco-Roman medalist Dennis Kozlowski, who also wrestled for UWFI. Yes, and then there's also Dwayne Kozlowski, who's a different Kozlowski, even though they look similar. Round kicks from Kitao, punches to the body. Slothmaster 101, Tank Abbott has been trolling Bus Rootin' on YouTube lately, and it's been funny as shit. Nice backdrop suplex there from Al Snow. Really going hard here after Koji Kitao. Koji's selling for him, at least. Kozlowski was indeed legit, but there was that time, not Dennis, but Dwayne went to PWFG. And his first match was gonna be against Ken Shamrock, and Fujiwara asked him, the Kozlowskis were twins, seriously. Oh, well, that would answer the question. Nice kick there. Oh, and a down from Al Snow. But yeah, so Dwayne goes to PWFG, and Fujiwara says, "Who do you think should win your match between you and Ken Shamrock?" And Dwayne says, "Me. I've gone so far in all my amateur stuff, and Ken's just a pro wrestling guy." And then Fujiwara says, "Okay, cool, you guys can shoot for it." And then Ken submits him. So that's how Ken won that first match. Big spiking pile driver there from Koji Kitao. Not safe at all for poor Al Snow. I don't think he's getting up. I think he's done. Koji Kitao making kung fu hand gestures at him. Oh, he's up! Oh, big knees to the head. Knees to the head again. Steps over into an armbar from Koji Kitao. A shitty armbar, but an armbar nonetheless. Ila Easy, the Game Hunter. I'm going to the Pancro show next month in August. I'll let you know how it goes. As in, you're going to take part or you're going to watch. Either way, I'd be incredibly interested. Like, if you're taking part, make sure you get fucking paid before you leave the building. And if you're watching, I'm going to attend the seminar, but I definitely won't be fighting all. Okay, well, I think the seminar should be okay, because I think they've got guys like Jody Malenko and that sort of thing there. I hope you're not paying too much. I hope it goes the way it's supposed to. Like, I really want that to be a success, but like I said, about the guy that's promoting it, he is not got a good record. Alright, there we are. We'll hit pause there. Al Snow probably legit hurt from that pile driver. You know what? We're gonna exit in the minimal interface, and we're gonna watch that one again, because I think he actually landed on his head. Where's view? Alright, scrolling back. 56, probably about 55. Big knee to the face. Alright, here comes that pile driver. Let's watch it. Picks him up. Oh, yeah! He got spiked badly there. Poor Al. Just got fucking wrecked. Poor guy. Oh, and Eli Easy, the Game Hunter, don't buy any of the Pancras merch unless it's right there in front of your eyes, because I know a couple of guys that have ordered it and it has not arrived and it's been months. Because either All Mate's having trouble getting it from overseas, or All Mate actually hasn't organised to get it made overseas and is taking people's money. So those are your options. Neither of them are any good, so don't buy any of their merch. But I hope you enjoy the seminar. All right, big tap from Al Snow there on that awful, awful armbar, but that fucking pile driver, just bad. Maybe Kitao didn't like Al Snow's smug nature. You know what? That would make sense. But it was still pretty rough. Poor old Al. Just dumped right on his head. Alright, let's see what else happens. He cuts promo. Cuts like 10 minutes of promos. Look at that. That's a good place to pause it. I'm going to use that. I'm going to screenshot this, and I don't know what I'll use it for, but I'll use it for something. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in. As always, I highly recommend you guys go and check out Apollo Swede's YouTube channel, because he has some more Kitao Dojo and some SWS and some stuff like that over there. Also, he did ask me to do this a while back, but I just never got around to it. Neil Allen, Neil, yeah, I think his YouTube channel is just Neil Allen. He's broken down a bunch of old MMA events by fight. So basically, if you're looking for like specific Buster and Invitational fights and that sort of thing, he's got them just there, just as a fight with the names and the winner, like, and the timestamps and everything. It's really good. Also, if you are a professional wrestler or an aspiring professional wrestler or a martial artist and you're on the look out for some sick fucking gear. For example, kick pads, knee pads. I also make valet tudo shorts, and I'm getting into making tights. Order them from me. Send me an email at gentlemanscombatives@gmail.com. That'll be written down somewhere in the comments or in the description or whatever. And otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this Kitao Dojo debacle. I think that's the last one I have. I only had the three out of the 6 shows. So unfortunately, there will be no more Kitao Dojo for a while. I'll have to find something else to put on. I think I'll be doing like Shudo Australia, Pancras Australia, and Rings Australia events in the near future. So thanks very much for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys all enjoyed that. And I shall see you all next time. And watch one of my highlight videos, for fuck's sake. They're really good.